the game. We're back. All right, we are back, guys. Episode 98. Holy crap! We're actually, I will say,
Getting there.
yeah, we're getting there. We're 2 episodes
It
away
was
from
taking
the...
us forever to get there.
It has, dude. When did we
Yeah.
even start this? There's 52 weeks in a year, and we're just hitting 100. We didn't start this 2 years ago. I've been streaming for I think
Far. It was
2021.
like around after, a little after 2020, maybe.
It was like 2021, I believe.
Yeah, it's taken us this long. I mean, we've taken weeks off, and of course, like obviously, like I took like, oh man, we took a lot of time off, just because like
Yeah.
like I mean, obviously, I had a son, and like we took time off of that, and then we had some life stuff going on, and then holidays and vacations, and I got married and all that other shit, and like we you know like we had a lot of time off for that stuff, but.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we're
just
getting
don't think we're meant to be podcasters, guys.
Well, dude, if you think about it, if we hit 104 episodes, then that means we have done 2 years worth of podcasts. So,
Yes.
yeah, think about it. You know what I mean?
Someone like that, that's actually pretty cool then.
It is, yeah. Like,
I mean,
that's 100.
you gotta hand to us. It's like we're not consistent, but we're still doing
But
it
we're
in the
st-
year of 2025.
But we're still like,
Yeah.
we're not consistent, but we are consistent. Like, it's I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Mm.
But yeah, we're here, man. We're here at episode 98. We still have to think of what to do for episode 100, which is 2 episodes away. Should do something big or something like something. Ramatra Simp. Hi, it's me, Ted, on an alternate account. What? Ooh, I didn't even know you had an alternate account.
Espionage.
Damn, bro. He's trying to fucking come in from the inside.
Yeah.
Wow. What's up, man? How you doing, dude? How's everything? Yo, this is the trick question. This is the crazy thing is though, right? Because we all know this is probably he's probably like he's probably not actually Ted, right? Because think about it, right? His real name is Zach. That means this is his dog's account, and his dog is reaching out to us pretending to be Zach. I don't believe it for 1 second. Get the hell out of here, you phony.
Play us.
Yeah, no, I see right through this. I see right through this. That's not my boy.
That.
That's not my boy Zach. But anyways, I was very stupid in a friend's chat. My main got suspended. Oh my god,
Oh,
Zach.
fuck.
Here's the funny thing. I follow a few people that Zach follows because he'll recommend some raids when I'm on like line. I log off and stuff like that. I'm not shocked at all. I'm not surprised because I've seen the way he talks in some of these chats. I could see it. I could see it, Zach.
Yeah.
I could see it. How long has it got? It isn't permanently suspended, is it? You're not permanently suspended, or are you? I don't know how long suspensions last. I'm not as bad as some other people I know. Well, yeah, of course. Oh, only a week. Okay, so that's not so bad.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. All right. Well, how Ted, Zach, whoever you are, how are you today? And we'll start off the thing saying how you were gonna stream. Oh, that sucks. But I was gonna say, we always start the stream off. How are you guys doing? Shane and Andrew, how's it going?
Cool.
Yeah.
Had the easiest day of work because no management was there and no one knew what to do.
I love that.
Yeah, I love when that happens. Like, how do we not know how to work without management?
Yeah.
I was like, so I was able to watch both episodes.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
so
there you
fast.
go.
That was so fast.
That was so
dude,
funny.
I took advantage of that.
Thank you.
Let me see if I can watch those episodes during work, and then like 30 minutes later, oh my god!
Yeah, dude. I don't know. What did he watch it on like 5 times speed or some shit? Because like I remember putting my phone down for like maybe an hour, and then he was like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "What the fuck? You already watched
Like,
that?"
that was fast.
That was real
Both
fast.
episodes.
Yo, Shane went to the toilet and he didn't come back for like 2 hours or something. Zach,
Who
thank
would
you
have
for the
noticed,
follow.
man?
Thank you for the follow
Yeah.
on your alt account, man. I appreciate that, dude.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. Oh, so we're
Kinda
gonna
like-
talk about it.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I was gonna ask Shane, like, how was the housewarming?
It's
Here we
the
go.
worst I've ever been. That like
As far as like,
people feared that I had alcohol poisoning.
oh, okay.
Ooh.
I
was
don't
surprised.
know. I don't know what went wrong. I mean, nothing went wrong. Like apparently I had a great time. From what people told me, drunk Shane had a blast.
Mhm.
Everyone else had a great time. I was piecing things together, texting, calling people. 3 days later, I'm like cleaning stuff in my house. I see on my fridge a Polaroid photo, and I was like, "Oh, there's some Polaroid photos from the party. I didn't even notice that." 3 days later, and then I look, and I was like, "Oh, me and my friends, fantastic."
Mhm.
And then it was me and this couple, no idea who they are. Why are they in my house? That's the background of my house. I was like, who are they? Why do I have a photo with them? And why is that photo on my fridge? Did I make great friends and not know?
Have you ever?
It's still a mystery.
Oh, I was about to say, you never cracked the code.
No one knows them. None of my people know them.
Damn. They could have been
Ooh, what did they?
crashers.
Yeah, Crashers.
That or because
Damn.
I had quite a few people who eventually kept inviting other people.
Yeah, that's what
So
I was
like, it
about
has
to
to
say.
be someone, but I don't know whose people
Mhm.
because I also don't have everyone's number. So
Yeah.
that's I kept that on my fridge because I was like, that's a fun mystery memory.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good, you have fun.
That
Yeah.
is good. That is good.
Yeah, I can't touch alcohol. I hadn't touched alcohol for a while since I just drank my first one today.
Damn.
You drinking right now? Fuck.
I just had one little beer. It was like
Oh,
just test it out. Because
Mm.
sometimes I like to have a beer on the street, you know.
yeah. I was debating, but I was like, oh no, these guys gonna be straight edge. They're not gonna drink, so I was like, I'll just go with water.
Joke's on you. I drank before.
Mm,
Oh, someone's behind then.
No.
damn. I was a little busy, so my day was like I was searching through my basement for my passport and found it. But like going through all the stuff in my basement, I came across a bunch of old photos.
Mm.
You know, when I was like a baby, when I was a kid, and all that stuff, and I haven't seen these in fucking like forever. And like I showed my siblings this, I showed my mom this, like she totally forgot like those photos were there and stuff like that, and I could just see like her eyes just sparkle. It's like, oh, make sure we put it in a safe box. I'm like, you should have done this like a long time ago, but you left it like rotting in the basement over there.
Mhm.
But like her eyes just like started like glistening when she saw like the old photos of herself in like Cambodia and
yeah.
Thailand and all that stuff. It was like a sweet moment, but I had to cut it quick because today's my brother's birthday,
Mm.
and I'm doing the whole thing for them tomorrow and the day before was my sister's birthday.
Oh wow.
So my sister's
Oh.
birthday is yesterday, and then my brother's birthday is today. So tomorrow I'm doing like this whole dinner thing planned for them. And at the same time, I've gathered all those photos, so I'm gonna have it on like the dinner table and have everyone just like reminisce and go through the photos, stuff like that while having dinner. It should be like
That'll
a fun
be
time.
nice.
But
Yeah.
that was
Oh, that's
that
fun.
was my day. So I didn't have time to drink. I was going through, gathering everything, prepping for tomorrow.
I guess being a good brother.
I had
Yeah.
I had 1.8%, which was very nice for me. But I can't drink too
Damn it.
crazy right now, man. I'm not on vacation just yet, dude. I gotta go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
I gotta go to work. I don't want to. I want to, but I gotta go to work, man. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least tomorrow's
8% though?
8%, yeah. My favorite is the 8% down easts. Oh.
Oh, is it still the lemonade?
I
Down
want.
east?
I was just about. So it's funny you mentioned that. I want one so fucking bad. So the Ted, you're too young. You can't have a beer. Not yet. No. So the liquor store down my street is the only liquor store where I have found these, but they have the lemonade down east 8% in Tall Boys. It's a 16-ounce, 8-ounce, or I'm sorry, 16-ounce 8% lemonade down east. That's like the best thing that you can ever ask for.
Wow.
They
Yeah.
usually come out. I gotta find them again because I haven't had one in a really long time. But they come out during the summer, so the nicer weather's coming out, and I want one so bad because like literally one, I'm good, dude. I can have one and
Yeah.
I'm feeling nice. Two, take me out to dinner. I swear to God. It's
We'll get into
insane,
some messy
you know what I
stuff.
mean?
Yeah.
It was crazy. It's like you've been raving about this Down East lemonade since we first started streaming. You know that, right? I don't know if you remember this, but like you've
Yeah,
been
'cause
raving about it.
I just
Since,
moved
like,
in.
yeah,
I just
yeah,
and I discovered it because it's the only place that sells it that I've ever found sells it. That's why I didn't know about it until I moved
hmm
because I looked at I just so happened to walk into that corner store and I'm like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing in the world. And they sell it in a six
yeah.
pack, so it's like this is great.
Still
Six?
haven't come across it.
Uh, so what was great was when they were coming to the place, the kid who worked there, I don't know if he's a kid. He was one of those where it's like, are you younger than me or are you older than me? You look
Yeah.
like you're 15. Like you don't even look like you should be
Yeah.
working here. But he remembered me. He always called me boss, made me feel important. But he actually like knew how much I liked these things. And the first time I got it, he was like, "Oh, you like it?" And I was like, "Oh, hell yeah!" He came the second time. He's like, "Oh, you really like these?" And I was like, "I love them. It's my favorite." And he's like, "Oh, that's cool." Third time I came in, someone bought all of them, which pissed me off. And then the fourth time, and the fifth, and he did it like three other times. It makes it sound like I drank all these a lot. It was it was not. It was not within like a couple of days. Like I
It was
promise
every
you,
day, guys.
it was stretched out.
Yeah.
But he actually would hold a case for me. He would hold a six pack for me. And so he would like every time they got a shipment of those because it only came in one case. So he was like, "Oh, like they sell it pretty fast." He would put one aside, and he would just wait for me to come. And then like I would come and I would grab it. He'd be like, "Oh, hey, I got it." And then he would run the back and he'd grab it for me. I'm like, "My guy,
that
dude,
dude's
my
cool.
fucking guy."
That's a
But
good
they
dude.
only do.
He's a good man.
Yeah, he was my dude. I started calling him boss. You know what I mean? But like,
Yeah.
he would give it to me all the time, but it's only seasonal because it's lemonade. And so when the summer stopped, they stopped coming, and then I was like, this is probably a good time for me to stop drinking for a little bit, or like just kind of like calm down. And then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did, and I stopped going as often as I did because he knew like the lemonades weren't there, and I would still get some drinks and downies and stuff like that, and every now and then. But I haven't seen him in a while. But I haven't seen it. And then of course last year I didn't even bother going to drink. Like I don't think I went into the liquor store once last summer just because like my son was about to be born. Like it was getting
Right.
closer and closer to getting him being born. I was like, nah, I can't. So I haven't had it. I miss it. I miss it a lot.
Yeah.
It's like I would love to go back to the Down East brewery, and then like if they had the lemonade, I would get a whole jug of that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know.
Just like I was like, I remember that too. It was like it's like in someone's garage.
It was in the warehouse garage.
It's so
Yo,
yeah, so
in
small.
in the middle of winter, they had the garage door wide
Yeah.
open, bro. We're freezing our asses off, and they only gave us one flight. I'm like, I need more.
Yeah.
I need more than this.
Took us forever to find seats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit was funny though. That was a good
That's-
time. I actually did
that's
have
fun.
I did
Yeah.
have a good time, even though I was like freezing my ass off. But
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I'll probably look into it once the summer starts getting in. But next 2 weeks, I don't got work the next day, so I'll be feeling nice. Ted said he
You
can
call me
drink.
when you drink, right?
Hmm?
Take a drink.
Yeah, but I gotta wait till Dimitri gets home because I
I
can't.
was like, you call me when you're trying to drink, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. It'll be later because Dimitri, I can't drink on the job. You know what I mean? Like I gotta watch.
No,
myself.
yeah.
But
Later for you is early for me, man.
yeah, but like once like she comes home and I hand him off, it's a cracking one open. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
let me see. Ted said he can drink legally. He can also drink, and then he said also when I reach 100 followers on Twitch, I'm doing a drinking stream.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Wow. I will join you
Ooh.
on that drinking stream, Ted. I will join
There
you.
you go.
Well, yeah. All right. Well, so I'm glad everyone's doing good. And I will say, so this time we have news, right? So last week, just because we were, kind of like just getting back into the swing of things after like weeks of not doing this, we spent all the time talking and reminiscing. And then, of course, Ted learned our
Yeah.
band name and we kind of started talking about that
yeah.
stuff. And it was really
Well
fun.
done.
And it was a good time. And so we just didn't even bother like talking about any comic stuff or rating. But we did come to the decision, we came to the conclusion that because we were gone for a while, there's just so much news. We're never going to be able to finish it all. So we're going to talk about the most important pieces of news, or like the most like maybe like conversational pieces, I guess, and watch a trailer. And we also agreed that pretty much anything that came out during like our hiatus and all that, we're not going to rate. We do have a lot to rate though. One of which is The Last of Us, which we will rate when it's completely done, when the season is over. Daredevil Born Again just finished. I haven't even watched the first episode yet. Yeah, I gotta catch up on that. And then there's Invincible season 3. I don't know. We'll like there are things we'll have to talk about. I think we might just like I think we might just kind of like talk. You know what I mean? Like I don't think we're gonna rate.
Yeah.
But moving forward, when things start to come out a little bit more, I think we're gonna start rating those. And we'll get into that. But yeah, so it's kind of like a clean slate, if you will. And we'll talk about things, Ted, or anyone watching. If we miss something today that you feel is important that we kind of haven't talked about, feel free to comment on it. Would love to talk about some of the things, what your opinions are on some matters, and what you'd like to hear from. So why don't we just kind of get started on that? As always, unfortunately, we do start with the sad things, and there are two specifically sad deaths that we will talk about, including Michelle Trachtenberg. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name correctly. I specifically know her from 17 Again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Buffy's sister.
Sure. I will give you that
Yeah.
one. I don't know that. I know from some. She's from a few other things. What's up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She passed.
No, I wasn't looking at the stream. I just saw now. Oh, why?
Yeah.
How?
They said that it was complications with like a liver transplant or something. It was a transplant. She was having I think she was having some sort of failure, and then like she had to have surgery, and it went wrong, and it failed, and she died. From what I understand, if I remember correctly. So that was really unfortunate. I think she was only like 38 or 40. Like she really wasn't that old. She was pretty young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
R.I.P.
We will talk about Ted's thing after we talk about these two real quick before I forget. So yeah, unfortunately she passed away. And another really like upsetting one is Val Kilmer passed away, guys.
Oh shit.
Right.
Yeah, Val Kilmer,
Yeah.
he passed away. He is, known for a lot of things, but also, I mean, as a comic nerd, he was known for playing Batman in one of the original Batman's live actions. I mean, there was other individuals who played Batman, but Val Kilmer was one. And I will say, Val Kilmer played Batman in one of my favorite Batman movies, and that is with the Joker and Two-Face, and Jim Carrey.
Oh, yeah.
Jim Carrey was the Riddler. I mean, not the Joker. I'm sorry, the Riddler. The Riddler and Two-Face, and Jim Carrey was the Riddler. And Robin was in it. And I think that one was the one where at the end it just shows Batman running in slow motion, and Seal's Kiss by a Rose was on. My guy.
That was the one with Robin is Val Kilmer?
No, I thought that was
What?
Yeah.
I thought that was George Clooney.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
George Clooney did have
Could be
Robin
wrong,
too,
though.
but I'm pretty sure
Well, no, yeah, Val Kilmer that was the 1995 one.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Batman Forever? Is that the one? Batman and Robin Forever?
Batman Forever. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that I think we're thinking of Batman and Robin.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, so there's Batman and Robin and Batman Forever.
Yeah. That was the guy who's like now in like Hawaii Five-0 or something like that. I don't remember. But that was one of my favorite Batman movies. Legitimately, besides like the Christian Bale Batmans, and now like the I can't remember his name right now. The newest Batman movie that just came out. Like those are my favorite Batman movies, but like Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
Val Kilmer was great. And it just
that's
was,
like the nostalgia.
Yeah, that's the nostalgic Batman. Like he was one of my favorite Batman.
Yeah.
And I legitimately remember watching that on VHS, and I would rewind it all the time. But then the end credit scenes is just Batman running in slow motion in smoke, and then Kiss by a Rose by Seal comes on. And I was like, I thought that was like the coolest song. I loved that song so much. But I would love, like, Jim Carrey did a good job as the Riddler in that movie.
Oh
And,
hell yeah!
I don't remember who played Two Face, but I thought he did a
It
good
was
job
Tommy
too.
Lee, Tommy Lee
Yeah,
Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones. Yeah.
Yeah, Tommy Lee, yeah.
Okay. He said, Ted said, "Rip Iceman." They both had Robin. It's the same exact universe, just different Batman actors. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Iceman's
Oh,
from
that's right.
Top
He
Gun.
was the same actor. I forgot about that. But yeah,
That's why I
man,
confused us for a second.
he was in Top Gun. But yeah, that shit. It sucks, man. I love Val Kilmer. I thought that he was really cool. Like he was a decent actor. Also, he was just really good.
Yeah.
Man. So as a comic nerd,
It was
I
pretty
felt like-
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. Like,
Yeah.
cause before he passed, cause he played Iceman as in Top Gun,
Yeah.
and then he returned as his role in the new Top Gun Maverick, and it was like a very touching moment.
Oh,
Like,
I remember that.
me and my
yeah.
brother were very emotional during that scene.
Well, because he in the new Top Gun wasn't he like dying? Or didn't he?
No,
die?
he
Didn't
was-
he actually die?
No. Wait, yes, he died.
Yeah,
He died in the
Because he
movie.
had like he
yeah,
was like,
in the
"I'm
movie.
dying, dude. I got cancer or some shit like that," right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically whatever that he had in real life, they put it in the movie, and yeah, that was basically what
damn.
it was. Yeah,
That's actually kind of wild. But
but it was a
yeah.
cool a cool shout out and
Oh yeah.
tribute to him.
So unfortunately, he has passed. And yeah. So quickly, let's talk about what Ted just brought up. So like I said, I personally have not watched. I don't know if either of you have watched any of the Daredevil Born Again, or if you're caught up and watched the entire show.
Seen one episode. I've seen
Okay.
the first episode.
Okay, Shane,
Yeah.
you said that. I think you said you forgot about that fact that it was on or something.
I was waiting for it to finish,
Oh,
and I forgot. And now I let it finish. Now I can start it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it just finished. I think this week.
Hmm.
But so none of us have watched it. Ted is caught up, but we haven't. So Ted actually, and do you guys care for spoilers on this?
Not
I feel like I've already been spoiled
All right.
online.
yeah.
So what? The very end of Daredevil Born Again on the last episode, Ted has confirmed and said that I guess in the last episode of Daredevil Born Again, the Spider-Man theme song is being played in the background. So they're
Oh.
basically
Which theme song
the Tom
is
Holland,
the
Tom
Spider-Man?
no Tom
Oh,
Holland's Spider-Man. Yeah. Not
that'd
like
be
that.
hilarious
That'd
if
be
they played
better.
it on Spider-Man.
It's like completely like Nicolas Cage's Spider-Man comes out of nowhere and just like, hey, like I think that'd be actually really funny. But no.
That'd be awesome.
It's Tom Holland's Spider-Man theme music is being played in the
Mm.
background, which is cool. So they're basically saying that within season 2, because Daredevil Born Again has been confirmed for a second season, they're saying that for season 2 or in the new Spider-Man movie, either Daredevil is going to be in the new Spider-Man movie or Spider-Man is going to be in the new Daredevil movie or show, which makes sense because he technically is Tom Holland's lawyer, and he
Yeah.
was in the show. And
I mean, and
he
he's
came back in the
he's not-
I'm just trying to be local now. Like
Yeah.
after the
Yeah.
whole forget me shit. Yeah. It makes
Yeah,
sense like there's gonna be a lot of crossover.
Mhm.
But because of that whole spell that Strange did, where everyone forgot Peter Parker's Spider-Man, like his role as being Tom Holland's like lawyer is irrelevant now, right?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
well, not necessarily because.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe
Yeah.
he would have just been he would have just had him as the thing,
Yeah.
but I guess no. Yeah, you make a
I'm
good point.
trying to find duos.
So
And isn't wait at the end of No Way Home, did Tom Holland stayed in? Was it New York?
he's in New York?
or
Yeah.
or did he go to Boston at the end?
No.
No, that was New York.
That
It
was
was the
his
rest of them
friends
went to-
and MJ.
Yeah, to MIT. Yeah.
MJ and his friend both got accepted to MIT. So he
Damn.
Yeah, he found out that they both got accepted to MIT, and then he basically was like, "I'm gonna let you live your life." That's why he didn't reveal that he was Peter Parker,
Right.
Like, in the thing, he stays in New York City, so he's
Mm.
in there. And
Well, I
then-
was just hoping that they the story went like they went to MIT. They all did, so they can film here in Boston, and I can go check it out.
that'd be kind of dope. But
Yeah.
nah.
That would be cool.
I don't know how much is really going to be like with MJ and them. I don't know. They're probably going to go back. If anything, they'll probably go back to like New York for like spring break or some shit, and that's why they're back in New
Yeah.
York or something. But I don't know because I don't know. It's cool because I like it. I know that Daredevil actually has a pretty big part in Spider-Man's life. Because they're all local.
Yeah.
Like Daredevil was always in any of the Spider-Man games. So was like Wolverine and Moon Knight, and like they're all like Luke Cage. Like I remember playing all these Spider-Man games, and like all these characters were in it every single time, and they are always referenced or something too. And like Daredevil in the comics, there was always like a bigger crossover. And I think Daredevil, actually, there was like a really dark comic where like Spider-Man, Peter Parker was going through like a really dark stage, and Daredevil, you know, kind of tried to console him. And then Daredevil got into a really dark stage too, and then Peter was like trying to save him as like a thank you and shit like that. Like it was like a whole thing. Like they're there for each other. So it was cool to see, and I really like how they're gonna do this kind of stuff because that would be kind of dope. I do like Daredevil, and I do like Spider-Man, and I like the crossovers that they do. Ted said Spidey could either be in season 2, which I doubt due to Sony, but seeing Matt be a big part in a brand new day is a high possibility. Oh yeah.
That'd be cool.
That would be pretty cool. I would actually really appreciate that. So yeah. So technically, yeah, and when you keep that in mind and listen out for it, when you guys do watch the show, if you do actually end up watching the show, keep in mind, or just if you're not going to watch the show, you can always look up that last scene and just take 5 minutes or something. I don't know. Whatever you guys want to do, man. Whatever you guys want to do. So, okay. I had one piece of regular news that I think I might just save for the end because it has to do with The Last of Us. So I know that we watched the last 2 episodes and we can talk about it. So I'm going to save that to the very end. And instead, I'm going to go straight to Marvel. So, just watch the show. It's good. It's better than season 2 of Daredevil, in my opinion, but below season 1 and 3. You liked season 3? I'm not gonna lie, man.
Yeah,
I thought season 3 was kind of trash. Season 1 was really good though. So I will say. And yeah, season 2 wasn't there. Like, wait, hold on. What are you talking about? Hold on. Wait. Let's take a step back.
Wait, season 2?
You didn't like season 2 with the Punisher?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, isn't that what Punisher?
Yeah,
that's
season 2
the
is good.
Punisher. Season 2 was really good. You liked season 3 better than you like season 2? Am I missing something here? We're thinking of the same thing? Netflix? Anyways, while Ted tries to defend himself with something like this, I'm gonna say that our next thing, which is interestingly, it has to do with the ending to the Captain America: Brave New World movie. It was the end credit scene. So apparently, this end credit scene where I don't know if you guys remember the end credit scene. He was talking about how like, oh, like you have no idea what's to come. Like there are so many people in so many different worlds and blah blah blah. Apparently, that end credit scene, it was supposed to actually involve the Illuminati, and apparently the Illuminati were supposed to be in the movie, but I don't really know how like legit that little rumor is or something, because half the Illuminati in the movie is dead. Like you have Black Panther, who's dead in the movies. I'm not even going with real life. Black Panther in the movies died. He's dead. Tony Stark died. You had Reed Richards in a different universe. He fucking died because Wanda killed him. You had Xavier, who also died because Wanda killed him. You had Doctor Strange. So fine, you have one person. You have Doctor Strange. You have what's his fucking name? Namor. But like, no, he's not gonna be in it. And then you have the
Black Bolt.
the Black Bolt.
Black Bolt.
Black
Yeah.
Bolt was in it too, but he died too. So like, you have 2 people in this whole entire thing.
Dumbest way, the dumbest way ever.
Yeah.
That was
So
so stupid. Oh my god.
oh, I know.
What mouth?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, why did he yell? He's literally trained in being quiet.
No, my issue was fucking Mr. Fantastic being the smartest man and going like with the sound of his voice or whatever it is, like he could just say a word and you'll die, your brain can explode or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, why would you give away your strategy to fucking Wanda? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
What?
no, that was dumb. Don't get me wrong. But what
Oh
I
my
thought was
God.
even dumber was the fact that Wanda sewed his mouth shut and fucking him being the way that he is, knowing that by talking he can kill someone. He has trained himself to not talk. He is the most like he's like practically a monk. Like he knows that if he talks, he kills someone, right? So he should have just been like, "Oh, you sewed my mouth shut. This helps me even fucking more." And then he just becomes a useless fucking person, right? Because he can't do
Yeah.
shit other than talk. But like he could have just not screamed. Like that's the dumbest
Yeah.
shit in the world. Like if I were him, I would have been like, you know, like it's
It was-
just it's
it
fucking
was all
stupid.
bad.
Like that was
How the Illuminati in that movie died is
that
all
was
bad.
all dumb, dude. Even fucking
Yeah.
like Captain Marvel and like even like Captain Britain, like they both
Oh my
like
God.
I couldn't even. The whole thing was just so
Well,
fucking stupid.
Captain Britain was the only one.
That was kind of cool because she fought back and she was
Yeah.
like, yeah. But even then, like, I don't know, man. Like you introduced the fucking Illuminati, and then you killed them in 5 minutes in the dumbest ways possible. I was like, this is the stupidest fucking way to introduce the Illuminati. But like,
Yeah.
So much wasted like talent and characters.
yeah. All right, let's see
Mhm.
here. Let's see Ted's freaking argument in this one. The Punisher parts were amazing. Everything else, meh. Elektra was also really cool. Maidenless Runt. Oh, I gotcha. Never mind. My bad. He was saying something else. And Strange is an entire different dimension at the moment. That's true. He is in an entire. We don't even know where the fuck Strange is. Like, or they haven't.
Well, yeah, because he went
he went in.
he
with
went with,
what's her face.
Charlize Theron's
Yeah.
character.
But like,
Oh yeah.
like since then we have no fucking clue what he's doing. You know what I mean? Like he opened his
Yeah.
third eye and shit, and that's it. It was stupid. That was a stupid fucking ending too. Like, and we're not gonna get into that.
Yeah.
That was dumb as fuck though. But like the whole movie was dumb. Let's not get mad. But like, first of all, so the Punisher parts were amazing, which by the way was practically the majority of the second season. Why do you think that the third season is better than the second season? Because the second season was really good, in my opinion, with the Punisher. The third season had
Yeah.
what? He had a Bullseye. Was it Bullseye?
I couldn't even tell you. I remember. So you're fresh in your mind.
No, I skimmed through that season like
Yeah, 'cause
Oh.
it wasn't worth it.
quick,
Like,
but I believe it
was-
was Bullseye. Yeah.
I think it was Bullseye.
The
But
yellow-
the storyline sucked. Like it just wasn't really that great. I don't know. In my opinion, I didn't really like the third season at all. But anyway, so yeah, the Illuminati basically apparently was supposed to be in Brave New World. I just don't know how. There's like no smart people in this world anymore. Like I don't know what they were gonna do, but that was the rumor. That was the rumor. I had this up basically just saying that Daredevil Born Again was in play, but now it is officially ended. So it's over, guys. And that's what we're apparently kind of thinking. So I'm gonna skip that. This is interesting. Sadie Sink. I don't know if you know who she is. She is the redhead in
Stranger Things.
thank you.
Yeah.
She is one of the main characters in Stranger Things. Has apparently officially joined the cast of Spider-Man 4. Now, a lot of people were saying the most obvious
Gwen?
one, obviously. Nah, it's MJ. A lot of people were thinking like she's like the legit MJ. Like she's really Mary Jane.
They
you know
already
what I mean?
declared MJ, which is, I mean, they even used the
Zendaya.
nickname and shit.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it wouldn't make any sense for her to be like the actual Mary Jane because they already implied that, Zendaya's character is MJ. It could be Gwen, but I don't think she would be Gwen. They're saying that she would be
Like that?
not Starfire, but Fire,
Starfire?
like
What?
Fire Girl, like fuck, I don't remember her name. There's a girl and there's like an
Spider-Man
actual
villain?
No. There's a series. Of the Amazing Spider-Man where he's joined with Iceman and Starfire.
Whoa, that old cartoon
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, I love that cartoon.
Yeah.
But they're saying
You
that
don't think they're gonna go deep into that core?
they're saying that she could be that, or a lot of people are saying that she's actually Phoenix. She's Jean Grey.
Well, we know she's gonna play Felicia. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but that would piss me
Yeah.
off. That would really be frustrating. I don't think she's a good Felicia. I would not want her to be Felicia at all. But I'm saying like what's weird is like they're saying that a lot of people are saying that she was going to be Jean Grey. If she's Jean Grey, why is she being
Well, what
introduced
them
in
did the whole
Spider-Man?
young ones again?
Yeah.
Like that whole young X-Men thing was annoying.
Yeah, first class type shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, if they go young, I don't care. You know what I mean? Because like they're going through and they're trying to keep the X-Men in for a couple years now. You know what I mean? So like they're probably gonna have to start her young anyway.
Well,
so
not
they
that young.
play that.
Yeah, but the
She's
thing
not
is,
that
it's like
young, dude.
when she
She's
was
like
young.
24, 25.
Oh my god, I thought she was like 18.
No, she's
Well, regardless, like the childhood of Jean Grey, like she was taken at a young age by Xavier, wasn't she? Because like of
She was
her
23.
issue.
Yeah, she was taken at like 6 years old or something like that.
Yeah, so like if this is Jean Grey and Spider-Man, then we're gonna have to get Xavier in the movie too, which I doubt they're gonna
Well,
do.
we're gonna have to get more. We can't just get just Jean Grey. Like we have to get
Right,
Cyclops.
right.
Like, we're like who's always with Jean Grey? Cyclops. We can't not have Cyclops with Jean Grey, especially if Jean's gonna be 23 years old at this point. You're gonna have to get the original X-Men because the original OG. It's like you'd have to get Storm, you'd have to get Jean Grey, and you'd have to get Cyclops. Those were the OG three. And then and Beast comes in later, and then you have Xavier. But like, you'd have to have more than just one X-Men. But why would they be in the Spider-Man movie? That makes no sense to me. Why would you introduce, like, of all fucking things, why would you introduce a X-Men in a Spider-Man movie? It just doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't really know why they would do that.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
makes more sense to have her play one of the already known characters, be either a Gwen, a Felicia, or something that's already there. But I mean, like, we can't be sure her role is going to be any hero or villain related. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what her role would be significantly, but we'll see.
I honestly, I don't know, but I apparently she has joined the official cast for the movie, so there's that. Ted said Ben Poindexter was amazing. Matt regaining his strength and coming to terms that he might have to kill Fisk. Karen and Foggy also just amazing. Special Agent Nadim had one of the most heartbreaking endings in writing, and the final scene between Bullseye and Fisk and Matt just perfection in my opinion. The city beat you, I beat you. Like, I don't think season 2 is bad by any means. I think every season is great, but some are just better than others in my opinion. All right. I mean, okay. That's I respect your opinion. But I
But
don't
after
know.
watching like the order I watched the show, like, 'cause I watched The Punisher first, and I fell in love with that character and that storyline,
Mhm.
and then seeing him in Daredevil kind of like amplified it for me. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like, aw.
100%.
oh Frank.
Yeah. So it was, I don't know. Yeah, I could see where you're coming from with this, but I don't know. But yeah, so that's that little piece of news right there. Let's see, what was the next piece here? Speaking of Spider-Man, Spider-Man: A Brand New Day, which is the 4th live-action movie with Tom Holland, was announced, and it is going to be in theaters next July 31st, 2026. So almost a year from now, we're going to see, which I guarantee then we're probably going to see our first trailer probably sometime Super Bowl maybe or something. It'll probably just like randomly drop. Like I bet like we're not going to hear
Yeah,
anything
I hope
about it.
so.
And then it's just gonna So, but that's kind of cool. I kind of dig it. I like it. Let's see. Also, speaking of Spider-Man, we have Beyond the Spider-Verse has finally announced that they're going to be freaking releasing their shit, and apparently they're set to release in 2027. I need to.
Wow, that's so long.
Yeah, I know. Believe me, but I'm gonna make a little mini rant, right? When I watched the first half of this movie, and then it said we will be back, and they said that it was supposed to be a year later. Fuckers lied to us, right? That shit came out in what, 2023? It's 2025 now. Where the fuck is my movie? It was supposed to come out last year. And now we're waiting till 2027? That's 4 more years. My guy, that's 3 more years than promised. What the hell?
Yeah.
I know that they were like, oh, well, we want to be true. Like, we really want to take our time and like make sure that the movie is done right. That's great. Don't make empty promises. All right. Because we already had that. Imagine that's basically like, imagine watching Avengers Infinity War and then being told that Endgame was going to come out a year from then, and we had to wait 4 years. Do you know the frustration that I would have? That would be bullshit. Bullshit. I'd hate it. So anyway, I guess it's coming out, but it's called Beyond the Spider-Verse. So that's cool, I guess.
That's multiverse at that point.
Multiverses. Let me see. Ted said, got high hopes for Brand New Day. Same director as Shang-Chi. So those fight scenes and swinging scenes are going to be perfection. Yeah, no, I liked the fighting scenes of Shang-Chi. So I think he's going to be really good on that. So I really hope that they do a good job on this one. I'm just kind of curious on like what the hell they're going to do moving forward with this. So we'll have to see. So yeah, Beyond the Spider-Verse. The last thing that I have for Marvel is just that we have a new Fantastic Four trailer. So, you guys have seen it. Andrew,
new trailer?
Did you watch it?
I watched the first. I only seen one trailer, and I believe that's the first one.
So you haven't seen the new one.
No.
Okay, because there's a lot that like actually makes sense now. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that happens now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna play it. It kind of confirmed one of the theories that I said when we watched the first trailer. It actually it'll make sense, and I'm actually really excited about it. But yeah. So why don't we go ahead and watch the trailer, and then we'll talk about it for a little bit. So this is the second Fantastic Four trailer. Came out a couple days ago.
Wow, folks, we all know the story. 4 brave astronauts head up into space and come back forever changed.
This car?
Our city, our planet, owe a debt to these intrepid souls. And while we can never repay them, we can certainly celebrate them.
Thank you, Fantastic Four. Thank you.
Thank you, Fantastic Four!
Please welcome the Fantastic Four.
Herbie, how's that sauce looking? Okay. That is fantastic.
You're late.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean? You're late for dinner.
Yes, we are.
You late?
I just said that.
Are you pregnant?
What? You're gonna be the best mom in the world. And you are gonna be the best dad. Just kidding. You are out of your depth. We are gonna be the best uncles ever.
We can do this. Nothing's going to change.
Are you
Joel.
the protectors of this world?
Yeah. Oh, we'll get there.
Yes, we are.
Your planet is now marked for death.
So we get a first glimpse of Silver Surfer.
It's my fault. I stretched the bounds of space. And they hurt.
Are we safe?
I don't know. There's not enough time.
I'm not giving up. We will face this together. We will fight it together. As a family. Has to be us.
We also finally get a good look of Mr. Fantastic's powers.
We will protect you.
That should look good. Oh,
It does look really good.
I'm hyped for that one.
So I am pretty.
at the end.
I'm very, very excited for this. So one thing that I, like a few things that I noticed with this new trailer is the fact that, in the trailer, in the TV thing, so like the announcement that they were like, oh, we have to thank the Fantastic Four. Like 4 people went into space and then they came over. You know what I mean? Where's the 5th? Because Doom went with them to space. So why is there no mention of Doom in there? You know what I mean? Let me see real quick. Ted said, just give me a team up between Frank, Matt, and Peter, and I'll be the best thing ever. Okay. He said, I was worried about Joseph Quinn as Johnny, but seeing this, he looks good as Johnny. Now that's fantastic. No, he looks really good. He looks really, really good as Fans. And I will say I was a little questionable on him being Johnny, and also the actor playing Thing. But I did like him in The Punisher. So I like him now as the Thing. I think he's going to do a good job. But my thing is, I'm just kind of weirded out. Like what the hell is going on, and why hasn't Doom been mentioned at all in any of this? Because they were like, okay, like, you know, a couple months ago or whatever, 4 people went up into space, and now they're back and like some crazy shit happened to them. But it's like, I know for a damn fact that Doom went with them. So where is he? Where is he? Why is he not here?
That's probably gonna be one of the, because they revealed Galactus to us immediately, so it's like they're probably gonna leave that one to linger, because we know one of the new Avengers movie is Doomsday.
No, of course.
Like,
my point being is like, this person, like, why didn't the government know? The government made an announcement about the Fantastic Four going into space, and that their lives were changed.
Maybe he's the biggest shame. So it's like they just wrote him off like, oh, like 4
maybe they had
heroes went up, came out, and stuff like that. Yeah,
I think
so they're trying to erase.
Yeah, like one question I would have is like, how long have they had their powers, right? Because like if they've had their powers and then Doom, they already faced Doom, and they basically like hint at facing Doom at one point, and you know, they had to figure that shit out. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only way I can
that's
see
probably what
that.
it is, yeah.
That's the only way I could see that even remotely working out. But, so that was one thing that I had. The other thing that I had was, oh man, what was it? So we had the first look at Silver Surfer. I'm not entirely sure how I feel. Oh, because he keeps saying like...
A pregnancy?
No. I like that. That's cool. But Pedro Pascal, so as Mr. Fantastic, he said something about how like he messed with the stretch of time, or he like stretched the boundaries of space, and they heard. So it's also like, what did he do, right? So their project was like, I thought they were like they went on a mission to like check something out, right? And then that's how they got their powers. But Mr. Fantastic was doing way more than that. So I feel like he had to have been doing something pretty drastic for like space to hear back, because there's nothing like, there's no way that like their expedition made like entirety of space hear them. He had to have done something else. I think that he's fucking with like the multiverse, or he's fucking around with like other shit, and he tried to create that tunnel.
Move timelines or dimensions at some point.
Right.
So like this is how it's all gonna go down.
I think that's what he's talking about, and like whatever. And then he also says there's not enough time. In my theory, I honestly think that world gets destroyed, because I think like he legitimately tries everything in his power to stop Galactus, and he just can't. They just can't do it, and then they have to escape, and they make it into
That's
a
sort
different
of what
universe.
this whole storyline Secret Wars is supposed to be about.
Yeah,
Destroying world.
destroying
War
worlds
between
because they travel to worlds that they're not supposed to go to. Like they belong in worlds that they like. You know what I mean? So I can 100% see them going to a different world, and then of course like they're starting to realize that like they're not even allowed in that world in the first place, and that the world is tearing itself apart because of it. So I don't really know, but it seems like it. I will say, after watching that trailer, I am more excited about watching the Fantastic Four than I am watching Superman. I will definitely still watch Superman, but
for sure.
I'm very like, like that trailer got me like really excited.
I'm the same still. I'm excited to see Pedro Pascal. But like other than that, like, yeah.
All right, fair enough.
I got nothing. I got
I
nothing.
feel you. We still gotta watch like I said. I think the next thing to do is we're gonna watch the trailer, like the movies. All right, so we have 2 more talking points before we actually start talking about The Last of Us. And both of those are DC. They're just first looks. One is the first look at the 2 Green Lanterns, John Stewart and Hal. So this is it. They're not actually in their suits. This is just them side by side. But they are.
Stewart's gonna be dope as hell.
Yeah. Yo, they just look like the characters. It's fucking
They
crazy.
really
Yeah,
do look
it's
like
good now
characters.
seeing them because before I had an issue with them doing
An older Hal Jordan.
the older Hal Jordan, but then like seeing him here in this, and like he just gives off a Hal Jordan vibe, but like weathered and older. I'm like, okay, all right, I like it. So I'm curious what the storyline will be though, because like
He just looks like John Stewart, and I'm really excited for him to be John Stewart because I think he's gonna do it.
we need to see the costume because we
Yeah.
cannot have another CGI mess.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's probably why they're not showing the costume just yet. They're like, okay, we can't have this. We can't.
Yeah,
This is gonna be a series, right?
Yes, it's gonna be an
It's
HBO.
supposed to be, yeah.
It's gonna be a Max series.
Mm.
So
cool. And what their
let's
budget is like.
I want to get a Green Lantern ring so much, dude. That's actually like, if I were to buy something, like I would buy a Green Lantern ring. That's like, yeah, definitely something that I would invest in. I think I actually once I had a Green Lantern ring when I was like a kid. It was really dumb.
They sold those the Green Lantern.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
we used to go to in Salem. Like it was the whole. I was like, bro, I want
that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna look it up now because I kind of would. I would put it right in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Green Lantern. What?
Lamp.
Just lamp.
Lantern. It was a lantern. Green Lantern.
Yeah. Low key.
I want to buy it. But yeah. So this is the first look for them, and it's kind of dope. Oh, it's a Noble collection. Oh, that looks dope. That looks really cool.
Now you're making me want to look at one. Fuck.
I might just get the ring. I like
We should all get
so
the
bad.
lantern.
Dude, there's like a black zirconium ring. It's like $500. It looks sick though. Damn, now I'm looking at stuff. Fucking A. Anyway, so yeah, this is the first look for them. And then there's the first look for Lobo too. So here's the first look at Lobo. Who's gonna? It's Jason Momoa, and he's gonna be in Supergirl, not Superman. So he is going to play Lobo.
Yeah.
He already said that he has finished up, his like scenes for them. So he's all done.
He confirmed it?
Hope he can really do the voice well. Like Lobo, I have such a distinct voice in my head. that I hope that Jason Momoa can like
I think he
really do.
could.
Yeah, he already has the voice for him, don't he?
He does. He's already done it kind of like in.
Yeah, but like, I'm talking about like, the mannerisms and the act, like the proper
Oh.
Lobo.
But
How
if
wild!
you-
I mean, definitely, his personality is like that.
Yeah.
But like, I
What
want to
did he
see it through him.
You can kind
What did he say? What was like his phrase? The main man. Like I'm the main man. or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you
Oh, man.
you kind of see it. I will say that like even like Green. I'm sorry, not Green. Him playing Aquaman in the second movie, I didn't like it, but his way of talking was practically that of Lobo's.
That's true. Yeah.
Like it's a hard Lobo
Like,
vibe. The way that he
kinda
was like woohooing
wild.
and like all that kind of,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like that's Lobo.
Yeah.
That's like Lobo in a nutshell.
No, that's like-
right there.
It's like him in Minecraft. That's basically Lobo.
I didn't even see him in
Oh, I haven't seen that yet. Gotta see it.
I heard it was trash, and I'm not gonna waste my time on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's playing Lobo. I think that he's like a really good Lobo. I think he's gonna be great. So yeah, he looks good. Oh god, sorry. So that's
It's
that.
such a strange character to like bring into the universe though, because he's like a side story character. He's not really like a main story character, you know?
No, but
He's
also
not, like, a
he is
villain.
going. He is going to a side person like hero.
True.
Like he's not
That's
getting
true, yeah.
introduced in a Superman movie. He's getting introduced in a Supergirl movie. You know what I mean? So I guess like
Right.
it makes sense in a little bit because personally I don't really expect this Supergirl movie to be like a main part. Like it's just kind of like a thing to give as a solo.
Yeah.
So, I guess it makes a little bit more sense when you think of it like that, almost. I guess in a way.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's the first look of Lobo, and then let's see here. Let's talk about The Last of Us, guys. So first of all, before we talk about The Last of Us, I do want to stress that there are only 2 episodes of The Last of Us season 2. And if you have not seen it, because the episode just came out this past Sunday, if you have not seen the first 2 episodes of the show, I highly recommend not coming in for spoilers. We are going to talk about the show and basically first-time reactions. So I'm warning you guys, don't come, like, if you haven't seen it, don't listen. Just kind of, we're going to do our own thing. We're going to talk about it, guys. So thoughts? Shane, what are your thoughts? Because you haven't seen the video game. Andrew and I know. And we
Well, okay, first of all, I started that episode today and I was like, what the fuck is going on? I remembered nothing from the last. I had to like backtrack one episode and just kind of skim through it. I was like, okay, so the fireflies and got caught. Yeah, I was trying to remember all that because I was like, they were saying a lot of things. I was like, what the fuck was that? When did that go down? And so I was like, a lot of it I was trying to just piece together. But I was just so annoyed by Ellie of her fucking. It's not like her just like being a dick to Joel, because she was being a dick to Joel. Okay.
Yeah.
But it was that like she had such this wild nature of like annoying, kind of like you're gonna get someone fucking killed, dude. Like
yeah. They made her extra annoying.
Oh yeah,
that shit pisses me off.
And she was like that in the game too.
Yeah,
Is
but
she?
they
Yeah,
fucking
she is.
amplified. They amplified the shit out of it in the show.
Oh, they
though.
did.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, because it was like that shit was like really annoying, and it was like I didn't realize they were gonna do a whole time skip, 5 fucking years, and so it was like 5 years she became that whole wild head person, and then like Joel became more fatherly, and I was like, like this is great, and like so I was hoping when it built up to what the second episode was, that there is a like back and forth of a proper him being her father and like reconciliation And they do not give that to me.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
They
Yeah,
gave
the point,
2
though.
episodes.
Yeah.
That's the whole point is
Fuck
because
Abby, man.
this entire
Fuck
time,
Abby.
I mean, you have to remember the end of the last episode. You know, Ellie was like, "Just tell me the truth, please," and then Joel was like, "I did," or like some shit like that. Ellie knew he was lying, like the entire time. So within these 5 years, Ellie always thought that he's lying, and she just couldn't like feel like she could trust him as much. And then you have like that sticky situation that's happening, and then she becomes an asshole. I mean, because she's like, 19 years old, she's cocky as fuck, thinks that she can do whatever the hell she wants, which pissed me off. And it pissed me off in the game too, man. Like the fact of the matter is, in the game, you play as both Ellie and Abby, and both of them are annoying as fuck, right? So you don't got Joel. I loved playing as Joel. He was a dick too, but I loved playing as Joel. But for whatever fucking reason, Ellie and Abby pissed me the fuck off in this game because they just kept on thinking they could do whatever the fuck they want, and they were so hard-headed that they wouldn't listen to anybody else. So it was like Ellie and Abby were basically the same people, but just like different, obviously, circumstances. But yeah, you play as both characters, and it sucks. It fucking sucks. I hated it. But the game itself was phenomenal. All right, so like, don't get me wrong on that. Like the game itself.
Yeah. It comes full circle at the end.
It does come full circle.
But like I will say, if the vibe that you get from the first season and then like the last 2 episodes. Oh, I don't know if this is a spoiler or not.
It could be.
You're treading some mighty thin line here, Ellie. Ooh. I don't know. Like, okay, look, it's not a happy show.
No, God no.
You know what I mean?
I mean, if they already gave me that death right off the bat.
No, it's like the premise of what you get in like the first season. I'm not gonna say like that's like the ending of the show because it's kind of not. But like what is the show? Like this is what they're good at. Is like, look, in real life, nothing good ever happens. Like bad shit happen all the time. So like just understand like they're going like real life type shit like with this thing. That's what made The Last of Us so great. In terms of storyline, it's very like grounded. Very very grounded in an apocalyptic world. So just you're gonna see a lot of that. You're gonna feel a lot of that.
So
this show, oh my god, hate and love relationship.
100%.
The show.
100%. So they do a really good job. I do appreciate the commentary that happens at the end of every episode. I loved watching it. I looked forward to it every episode last season, and I look forward to it every episode this season. Because when it happens, Shane, I don't know if you know this. So the video game developer is very heavily involved in the making of the show. So the director of the show and the creator of the video game work side by side. And the director of the show basically said to the video game developer that he is not going to do anything that the video game developer doesn't like. So he was like, he was like, I'm not going to obviously copy your game word for word. I would like to make it a little bit more realistic. I want to do like all these other things. But he was like, oh, let's say like, what if we did this? And if the game developer was like, absolutely not, like we're not doing this, then he's like, all right, cool. Like we're going to do a different thing. Right. So game developer, and that's why like the first season is like so fucking perfect because it was legitimately the game. Except for the Fred and Bill episode. That shit was just left field. That's why I cried so much because it wasn't in the game.
Yeah.
But they make it more realistic. So the difference in the game versus the show is that in the game, there's no confirmation of how the zombies started and why there are zombies. But in the show, it confirms that it's through mold spores. It's through like the plant spores, and that the plants in the
game, they didn't like straight up told you, but like when you go to like certain when you break into like certain buildings, something like that, certain like cafe, like on a newspaper, like if you just you zoom in, like it'll give you like hints of like or what actually went down and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool how they did it that way. Yeah.
So they say
in the game
and like you can't breathe in the spores too, so you actually have to have a mask. but like it's a sort of spore in the game, but it's not how they did it in the show. In the show, you are a hive mind. Like the zombies are a hive mind. They like react and they can communicate with each other and shit through like the thing. So that's not in the game. In something that's different now that in the second season is that the fact that the zombies are getting smarter, right? So that's not something that happened in the game. In the game, you just have zombies.
I mean, that made it exciting.
I fucking
for real.
love that aspect of things because like they want to make it realistic. Like first of all, what happens to these zombies, right? So the whole point is this plant releases the spore to take over the mind so that it can survive, whatever. But now they're starting to see that they're dying. So what do they need to do to prevent from dying? They need to adapt. So they're learning. So then they start to lure people in. They start doing things so that they don't die and all this other shit. That's fucking insane to me. And I love that. I love that. In the game, you're just a zombie. It's whatever. And then the real threat was the humans, which the humans are still going to be a very big threat in this. But like, I'm still very curious as to how they're going to do the zombies because like it's a big thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what Ted said. Ted said, I wondered how they're going to pace the show. Will it do what the game does and go through Ellie's days in Seattle and then Abby's, or will it go to Ellie Seattle day 1 and then Abby Seattle day 1 and like go between? Oh, that's, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe it's like half and half, or maybe, I don't know. And then he says, well, they aren't actually zombies, whatever. So, fucking smart ass. But
they're infected.
Yeah, infected.
They're the infected.
But yeah, no. So in the game, you play as both Ellie and Abby, and what happens is you play heavily as Ellie once, then you play heavily as Abby, and then you kind of go back and forth, right? The second season is actually very different from the game in a lot of ways. Gale, not a character in the game. Also, they said in the commentary that like, oh, we wanted to like make it more realistic, like in the world, like how can we basically like how can we show that like, you know, what Joel is going through? It would make sense that Joel would talk to a therapist. And I'm like, no, the fuck it won't. In the game, Joel would never fucking talk to a therapist.
Yeah, he's a stubborn ass.
He's so stubborn.
Well, but then again, they in the first season they gave Joel like this PTSD thing.
Yeah.
In the game, he didn't really have that in the game.
No.
You know what I mean?
But that's
they kind of gave it to him in the show.
Yeah, in the game, like he wouldn't fucking talk to a therapist. I even told my wife, I was like, nah, fuck that. He wouldn't. So he would not talk to a therapist. They made up Gale's character through a guy that died in the game that no one knew of. They basically said, like, insinuated and hinted that there was a character that got infected and Joel killed him. And people disagreed with Joel killing him the way that he did. So he was kind of disliked through some people in the community. And then what happened in the show was that they gave that person a wife, and that wife was the therapist. So her part is completely made up. In the game, there is a scene where Tommy confronts Joel and asks Tommy what the hell happened between Ellie and Joel tells Tommy what happens, and Ellie overhears in a window, like through a window or something, because there was like an open window or some shit, and she overhears the conversation. So then she finds out and gets confirmed that like basically he lied to her. And the biggest fucking difference, the zombie horde that we saw, that wild ass shit that we fucking saw, the crazy fucking scene, which I love.
What's it called? Like was it the boomers? I can't remember what
there was one with a boomer. There was a boomer.
I can't remember what they called.
What?
The big ass zombie.
Yeah, boomer.
I mean the big ass.
I'm pretty
sure
boomer,
it's a
right?
boomer. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's a boomer. Yeah.
Yeah. That shit was wild as fuck.
That was crazy as shit. The whole episode was wild, but guess what? Never happened in the game. In the game, they hint that they've been through battles. They named their battles that they've gone through, but they made it through. But they like decided to bring one of those battles to life in the show and was like, why don't we just like do this? I think it would be sick. And they did it, and it was fucking awesome. Joel does get brutally tortured and beat up, and he does die in the video game. But they show a lot more in the game, and it was a lot sadder. And I will say
Yeah.
we were talking about Bloater. Thank you. It's a
Bloater. There you go.
not Boomer.
Jesus. Yeah.
Let me see. They aren't undead, so they aren't considered zombies. Video game Joel would only go to therapy because Ellie forced him. Yeah, he just wouldn't go to therapy. What was I saying? What was I saying?
I forgot. Was it with the? Yeah, like it wasn't in a game, but then they put it in the show. But
yeah, the horde thing.
You
They
say
put it
something
in
else?
the show. I don't remember what.
So my thing-
Joel got brutally beat up. Yo, in the game, it was so much worse, right? They showed everything.
Yeah.
They showed everything in the
So-
game, and it wasn't like.
So
this.
after our little talk, on Discord, and I was like, I'm pretty sure this happened. So like legit, after like the last message on Discord, I went and watched it, the game scene. Yeah, it's it's just fucking crazy. It's crazy. Yeah,
Mhm.
there's the head crack. It's the head crack at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
They kind of spared him with the knife, the golf club stick to the neck.
Yeah.
So it's like shink, which is pretty cool. But the game is like.
So what?
She looked at Ellie and she was like, "What?"
Yeah.
It's just,
Oh,
yeah,
it was
I
wild.
was like, "Oh,
But
shit."
the one thing that I did, so in the show, Dina takes Tommy's place at the lodge. Oh, Tommy was at the lodge? I don't remember that part.
At the lodge.
So at the
No,
lodge,
Dina.
I thought in the game Dina was also the person that was in there, or no, there was someone. I don't remember Tommy.
Yeah, Dina was in there because Dina was the one that woke up Ellie.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember like who.
Am
was
I
at the
tripping?
lodge. I don't know. I don't remember who was at the lodge. To be honest with you.
Well, okay, look, we can't get into like details because
Yeah.
we're gonna basically spoil
Zach-
shit. But
Zach-
yeah,
no,
A little more. Come on. Yeah.
Zach would probably know because I think he just started playing it again. But basically, Ted is saying that Dina and Joel were the ones that went to the lodge, and then Dina was knocked out. Right? Tommy was the one that actually went to the lodge with Joel, and then he got knocked out instead. So Joel, it was different. Dina goes.
yeah.
So Dina goes to the lodge after Joel has a golfing tournament.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it is fucked up. So
It was cute, man.
This
I
is
just finished that episode.
this is what did it for me, right? This is what made it kind of not sad. I don't really like when scenes do that whole like ear ringing thing and they don't actually show the emotion or the screaming. So like this to me was pointless as fuck, right? Because she takes the golf club knife and then shoves it in his neck, but they make the ear ringing noise. You usually make the ear ringing noise when like a gunshot like happens or like a bomb.
Yeah, like a
explodes or
flashbang, yeah.
flashbang, right? Why the fuck did you do that noise with a golf club stabbing his neck? Like you should have just done like the thing going through his skin or some shit. It didn't make sense to me personally. And then it took away from the emotion, right? Then Ellie did a good job, like, like saying, I'll kill you, whatever. But all she did then was go to Joel, wrap her hand around his arm, and then cuddle with him. And then they had like one shot. It was a very quick ending. In the game, they stretch it out. It was sad as fuck in the game because there was so much emotion and like rage and shit like that in the game. In the show, it was quicker. So I didn't feel as sad when Joel died. Probably also because I knew it was coming. But also like it didn't hit for me. It didn't hit. And I was just kind of left like sitting there being like, man, I thought I was going to be sadder, but I'm not.
Yeah, it was more like a shock value.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. And in the game, like, I think they just did such a better job, obviously, in the game, kind of portraying it, mostly because it was more gruesome, but also like because it was like, man, like, I don't know. But in the game, I think in the show, in the commentary, like they actually said it. I think Andrew, you mentioned this, but the director basically said that their goal wasn't really to make you sad; it was to make you pissed. And to basically put yourself into the position of, what was going on. So like they were like, we want to trigger the anger because this is how we want.
Whatever
show.
Ellie is feeling, that's what you're gonna feel, and you're gonna like feel it, the anger. You're gonna go to the sadness, then you're gonna go to like the acceptance stage, within that 1 week of waiting till the next episode.
Mhm.
So we're gonna feel that whole shit
Yeah.
like in person, like live in person while waiting for the next episode. So I thought it was pretty cool that they kind of did that. I was like, I get it, because I do get angry every time I see that scene. So it's like, yeah, but then I kind of have to accept it at the end too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, now it's like, damn, we have to accept it.
So yeah,
yeah.
and what's really crazy is that the game and the show are both going to force you to look into the perspective of both Ellie and Abby. So you are going to have to force yourself to watch Abby, even though you hate Abby, but you have to, because and the problem is eventually you're gonna feel for her. You are going to feel for her, and it's
I just
gonna
know
suck,
though.
dude.
Yeah, I know that's true too.
It's gonna suck.
It's because
They do a phenomenal job
hate-
on that.
it's because she portrayed her hate and her anger for him so well. Because I was like, yeah, I'd be fucking pissed too. And
That's the point.
she
That's
was
the
like,
point, though. That's the point.
it's like, oh my god, she's a great
She's a
actress,
very
dude.
good
Like,
actress.
like, because I was like, because the thing is, like, as I was watching it, as much as I started to really hate her for what I knew what she was about to do, I was like, fuck, but she's so valid. Like, I was
Yeah,
like,
she got-
fuck.
Yeah. No, because like, so here's the thing. And before I go further, Ted said Tommy and Joel saved Abby from the horde, and Abby brings them back to the lodge. Then after the golfing tournament, Dina and Jesse find Ellie and Tommy and bring them back to Jackson. Not gonna lie, I thought Abby was the best written character in part 2, and the actress was amazing. I have to kind of agree, because if you can make me hate someone so fucking much throughout the game, but then also make me like feel for them, then you're doing something right. And then in the
Yeah.
show, she really brings you in. Like, her emotion was phenomenal. Her anger,
Yeah.
her crying, like everything about that, she did a really, really, really good job playing and portraying Abby. But that's what they're going to do. So they basically force you to do this and like get into like a role with that. But I will agree. Now that I think about it and playing the video game, Abby was the best character in the video game. Only because of the character development that she goes through throughout the entire game. And like the hate that you go through, the love that you like, well, not, I wouldn't say love. The hate that you go through, the sympathy that you go through, all that other shit. Especially since Ellie was annoying as fuck in the game. Like in the game and in the show, god damn it, she annoyed the shit out of me. Like it was like I couldn't. She was badass.
But the thing,
she was badass.
well, yeah,
That was
I was gonna say you gotta give her props, because see, we keep going back in the game, so I don't want to spoil too much. But Ellie does become like a fucking badass, like
she does
in the game. Yeah, very stubborn. She became like basically like Joel, in a sense, in the game. Like stubborn,
100%.
does whatever the fuck she wants. Yeah, and fucked up things too, actually. My issue with Abby, yes, the actress played perfectly, but like I'm so used to seeing the game Abby where she's like jack as fuck because she's in the military, so she's like she can beat your ass, you know what I mean? And this one didn't look like she can beat my ass, but then the way the anger is portrayed from her, like that was fucking well done. So I'm looking forward to like seeing like how I can feel not just like her anger, but like threatened by her.
Yeah.
Also, you know what I mean? Because right now the people around her is what I feel threatened with, rather than her herself. Like if it wasn't for those other people, like she'd be defenseless against like Joel. You know what I mean? But in the game, when you watch it, you're like, no, she can take down Joel like by herself, like low key. You know what I mean?
You know.
So it's like that. That's the thing.
You know who I actually think would probably play a really good Abby and look like the Abby from the video game is like Ronda Rousey. Like Ronda Rousey, like that
physique wise, yes.
The build
physique wise
is crazy. Like that's her build. So like you have to think about Abby in the video game is Ronda Rousey in real life. Like she's tough. So like and the other problem, so the and all I'm saying, I'm telling you right now, Ted is gonna know what I'm talking about. Angel's gonna know what I'm talking about. Shane's not gonna know what I'm gonna talk about right now. But I'm telling you, you think that this is fucked up? There's a crazy fucked up sad scene that's gonna come up, and all I'm gonna say is aquarium. That is it. That's all I have to say is just aquarium, and you know what I'm talking about.
It wasn't.
It's
It was
fucked up.
fucked up,
It's
but it wasn't
fucked
like
up in a
it wasn't
different way.
sad,
In
though.
a different way. And yes, it was.
Yeah.
Okay, don't
Oh.
anymore. I'm gonna start playing scenarios in my head and solve
Bro,
the
but,
problem.
Shane, you should be used to this because we did this same exact thing like all of like last
I know,
season.
and I
it's like-
figured it out.
Yeah, we did do this. We did this. No, you won't figure. By
Yeah.
me saying aquarium, you are not going to figure out what I'm thinking of, man.
Yeah.
I know, if you guys kept talking, I feel you'll slip up and
No.
reveal
like-
other things.
One thing I will add though, like the reason to further, I guess, kind of justify like how we felt after Joel's death, like how it's like not sad and it's just more of like a shock value and stuff like that, because we don't know what happened in details between Joel and Ellie when the show started. You know what I mean? Season 2 started. So of course they're gonna do this whole back and forth in the past and present, past, present, past, present thing and see what the fuck is really going down between Ellie and Joel.
Mhm.
And that's just bound to happen. Happen in the game, it's gonna happen in the show. So I'm excited for Shane to see those flashbacks because those are the, like, to me, they are what justify like what we just went through
Yeah.
the last episode. You know what I mean? Yeah. And
yeah, it's
I'm
gonna be
excited
tough.
for that.
It's gonna be tough. I
Yeah.
will say right now, I think I'm gonna be a little annoyed throughout the rest of the show because so Abby is the best written character, but Abby is very hard headed. She's like Joel pretty much in the sense, but she was so consumed by rage. And now you're gonna basically like see the repercussions of all these things, but she's so fucking stubborn. Ellie is annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
Ellie just like, but she goes on a journey, right? She finds herself, and then eventually, like Abby starts to like become like every fucking story like that. Like she starts getting like finding herself and healing and whatever, and looking inside within her. And Ellie's just so consumed by rage again. And then Ellie basically is that person where it's like, I can do everything by myself. I don't need your help. Fuck you. I'm not gonna listen. She still has that kind of attitude about her, and she's like really stubborn. She's just obnoxious. And like, I don't believe it's gonna piss me off. Like everything that's gonna happen from here on out is pretty much gonna piss me off. And it's probably gonna piss you off too, to be honest with you. It's just the whole rest of the show is just gonna be rage. And it's gonna be a lot of emotions, like Andrew said, but like most of the shit is just gonna be really frustrating because they're gonna be doing dumb shit throughout the whole fucking show. And then you're gonna just be like, why was this a thing? Why the fuck didn't you just listen? Like all these other things are gonna happen, and I'm like, dude, like all of this could have been avoided. All of it, seriously, could have just like been avoided on both ends too. And it's just so annoying.
Yeah, but then I mean, like to be
deal with.
fair, you could say the same thing like with Joel's decision to do what he did. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like if
yeah,
he didn't
no,
do
that-
that, this whole thing.
But that's my point. Is like it's just more frustrating because you play as two
Yeah.
more annoying people. But I don't know. So like you're gonna, man. I don't. So my thing is. So there's so much information in the second game that I think that they're gonna split this season into 2 parts, because there's just so much shit. Now the way that the second movie or second game ends leaves it in a spot where it could end forever, or if the video game developers decided to make a third game, they can. If they made a game good enough, so they left it kind of in a situation where it was good enough to do both. But my thing is, one of 2 things can happen. One of 3 things can happen. Either they decide not to make a third video game, and then the show respects that decision and does not move further, and then basically ends it where the second game ends. The second possibility is that the game developers decide not to do a third game, but the directors are making so much money off of the show that they decide to make their own third season or a 4th season. And then basically the video game directors are like, look, like, I appreciate that fine, but like, this is the direction that I would like for you to go. Please just do that. And then they can go off and do that. Or there is a third game and then they decide to do a third or like, follow that thing. My problem is I'm pretty sure they should just stick to splitting this show into 2 seasons and then calling it a day, because I think that ratings are going to drop really hard now that Pedro Pascal is not in the show. Because there are a lot of people that do not like Bella Ramsey and as Ellie. So now that
which is wild to me.
which is wild because she sounds like Ellie a lot of the
Well, it's
time.
not even just that. It's like
And she's a
when that
good
show
actor.
was announced, we're like, oh, whatever, she doesn't look like Ellie, okay, but we got to see like her acting chops, right? And then the season came out, and we fucking loved the show. That was it. Like, we loved the show. There was no hatred, no hating, no nothing. But now all of a sudden, it's like as if the show just came out. Like, what? No, she was in the first season. Like,
A
you
lot
saw her
of
for a whole
people-
season.
A lot of people are pissed off that she announced that she's non-binary, and that a lot of people who didn't watch or play the game are pissed off that Ellie is a lesbian. When she,
That is fucking wild to me.
yeah, she's a
She
lesbian.
That as
wasn't
well.
in the game.
She's a lesbian in the game.
Yeah, she's a lesbian in the game.
She's 100%
Oh,
lesbian
yeah.
in the game.
I don't like that.
They don't like that she
Oh.
is a lesbian in the show, but they didn't play the game, and it's like, bro, like if only you played the game. Like it's a lot of
Yeah.
people are just like, oh my god, like fuck, she's non-binary, and now all of a sudden like you have them like Ellie is gay, and I'm like, bro, like you have no idea. That's the
Yeah.
stupidest shit in the world. But they also don't like Ellie's face. And what? Oh, yo, this pissed me off, right? So people made a meme about Bella Ramsey and how their face is so squished. It's like a tiny little face, and now I can't fucking
Yeah.
unsee it. I can't unsee it. I
You know
really
what I'm saying?
cannot
Yeah.
unsee it,
That's
and
all
it's
I see
pissing me
now.
off. Let's see. So, yeah. I'm not gonna say that part, Ted, because I don't want to ruin it for Shane. But they've already said they're doing a third season, maybe even a fourth season. And I'm 90% sure that the runners have already said that they aren't going to go past the second game. They won't be doing a Game of Thrones, which means that if they do a fourth season, then all the fourth seasons, these next 3 seasons, is just based off of this one video game. That's how much information there is in this game. That's how wild that is. You can make 3 seasons out of this one video game.
No, that's it's
yeah.
not like
You're just stretching.
there's
it
no
out
like
for
heavy.
views. You're stretching it out.
Yeah,
for
like they're
views.
stretching it out. Like
Yeah.
there's
At
no
that point, it's gonna lose a lot of viewership.
what is that the fucking term? Jesus Christ! There's no satisfaction with any of the plot that's in the middle of the game. Like it's only the beginning of the game and then the end of the game.
Yeah.
That those are like the premise. Like so, the first game, the beginning was amazing, and then the end of the game, it was like a cliffhanger and it was awesome. You know, and it was good as a one season thing. And now with the second game, the beginning was good and the ending is good, but in the middle, there's way too much stuff going on
there's
where
a
it's like
lot.
there's no really good part to like end it off.
Yeah,
You know what I
so
mean? Like
you're
there's
gonna
no good
turn
part.
you're gonna turn it into Invincible season 2, where it's like it's a build up. It's a build up season, and it's not really a good season. It's not gonna come out.
Yeah.
I agree with Ted too. I really honestly think they should just keep it at 3 seasons. I can understand them splitting it into 2 parts. I would honestly prefer that they split it into 2 parts instead of rushing an entire video game into 1 season. Because I feel like there's just so much information that, yeah, it would make sense to split it into 2. Don't do 4th. A 4th is stretching it for money. You're just doing it as a money grab because the show does such a good job that you're just trying to get the views to stretch it up as long as you want. And then at that point, the 4th season is definitely not going to go over well. Let me see. Ted said second game and show is woke. Not like the original game isn't gay. Bill and Ellie are right there. That's true. In the first game, there was not like the Bill and Frank season or episode. That didn't exist in the game, but Bill did imply that he was gay and that he said like Frank was his partner. Frank died in the in the game. But he implied that he was gay. So he was gay. And then Ellie is also gay in the video game. They're gay. Both of them are gay. Fucking deal with it, man. Like they're like they're gay. But they didn't watch the show. They just watched it because Pedro Pascal was fucking in it and everyone's like losing their shit over Pedro Pascal. And then all of a sudden they were like, whoa, Ellie's gay? Yeah. She's been gay, bro. Like, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense when people fucking say that shit. It's really stupid.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, and I will say, a lot of people actually watched the show and never played the video game. They just watched the show because they heard it was phenomenal. So now you have a shit ton of people who are playing this or even watching the game because of Pedro Pascal. Now he's dead. No one wants to watch just Ellie, especially if they think that Ellie isn't good for the role, they're gonna be like, nah, I'm gonna fucking stop watching this. You know what I mean? So like, I really do have a feeling that it's not gonna really be as good as far as viewership goes. Yo, Maso, what's good, man? How you doing, dude?
You know what's crazy? It's like
Thank you for the lurk. Appreciate it.
like trying to like take a step out of like not someone who knows the game, but like just as like a first time viewer of the show. Even though I like Joel from like the first season, and then this is like a shocking moment for me as a first time viewer, quote unquote. I'm still fucking curious to see what the hell Ellie's gonna do.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like how she's gonna go about taking revenge.
By the second episode, there's still a whole last season to go.
Yeah.
So like, and you hear such good things about the game that I have to know, like what the rest of the story is gonna be like.
Even game push aside, it's like I want to know like, yo, Ellie, you better do something to like avenge Joel, like you know what I mean, to get revenge. Like you better do something.
I'm watching for the satisfaction of revenge. Like personally, me,
yeah.
Like I want to see what.
Are we gonna get it?
Yeah.
We don't know. See, you gotta watch. That's the thing. You gotta watch.
No spoilers, guys.
So here's the thing.
That wasn't a spoiler, but
no, if they keep it true to the game, there is a fucked up part where I'm like, damn, like you're actually gonna put that in the show, but they can change the show up a lot, and I mean it can still be good. But so that's why I'm also watching because they have. Yeah. But I'm mad curious onto like what they actually end up doing. Regarding like just what Ellie ends up doing and accomplishing and what's going to happen.
And on top of that, like what you brought up when we first start talking about it, this is also like another. So now knowing about the game and in the show doing things differently, the fact that they're making like the infected more smart, and then adding like more crazy scenes about them.
By that.
Now that kind of made me think that maybe because they kind of know that. Oh yeah, we might lose some viewers because Joe is dead, but how can we still keep their attention?
Yeah,
make more infected, make more like fucking infected scenes, some badass infected scenes,
show or an apocalyptic show.
Yeah, so I if they go that route, man, I'm curious about that too. So that's gonna be awesome.
I'm curious about a lot of things. Curious, very curious. I mean, they could, like, what is Ellie gonna accomplish? How is this gonna be different from the game? How are they gonna make it their own? What are they going to decide to put into the show or leave out? I'm definitely obviously I'm going to watch and I still really like the show. Like I will say there are parts that are going to piss me off, but I loved the second video game. There were a lot of people who actually had some strong opinions on not liking the video game, but I loved the second game. So I'm definitely going to continue to watch. I think that they have the potential to do really, really good. So I'm going to keep watching, obviously. I think it's going in a good direction. I'm actually really happy that they actually kept Joel dead. There was a rumor saying that they weren't going to kill Joel off. There was a rumor legitimately saying like, oh, like Joel was going to be alive and that they were going to keep him alive and he was going to be revealed that he's alive like towards the end of the episode, like the season or something. And I'm like, if that happens, I'm going to be pissed. You need Joel to die.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy. It's like, Shane, you don't know this, but like when the game came out and everyone found out that Joel died, people were threatening the game company, Naughty Dog. Mm-hmm. It was like a brief period when he did that. It was crazy.
It's actually really upsetting because apparently the actress for Abby has to have extra security when she was filming the show because she was getting death threats after she was announced that she was going to be Abby. Bro, she didn't even start the fucking acting yet and people were death threatening her because she plays a character that killed Joel. That's wild. People are fucking stupid, bro. Like, it's a game, my guy. Let me see. Ted said in the game, Ellie finds a Playgirl magazine, so Naked Men, and then Ellie opens the magazine in the truck at Pittsburgh. Yeah. And said the pages. Yeah, she did that in the show too. There was a whole thing.
She did in the show.
Doing great. Thanks. Glad to hear it, Maso, man. Glad to hear it. That magazine was found in Bill's basement, by the way. Joel's gonna wake up and say, "I am the Last of Us." But yeah, they're just gonna have to make it more into like apocalyptic show to kind of keep viewership a little bit going. Because to Andrew's point, like the middle is really there's not much in the middle. It's really kind of like a lot of beginning stuff and a lot of ending stuff. But like the middle stuff is really just like a lot of backstory.
There's no climax. There's no high point in the middle.
There's no like constant like, shit. But I don't know.
But you know, again, like with season 1, I mean. we got that random ass crazy good episode out of nowhere, and you know, so I think this is how they're gonna do it. They're gonna like find a way to make something fresh and new that the gamers or people who's played the game haven't seen before, and then also like will be like refreshing for everyone involved, you know, every viewer involved. So I think it's gonna be good. I know it's gonna be good. It's already been good. It's going good.
Yeah.
It's gonna keep going good.
Yeah.
For sure.
And so, you know, like going back to basically when we all basically admitted that like this episode didn't hit it for us in the feelings, right? I have a hard feeling that if they do this right, next episode is going to hit hard. The next episode is going to be the sad episode. That's the funeral episode. That's the coming to terms with everyone who died during the war. Tommy coming to terms that his brother is dead. Ellie learning, like, you know, figuring out and coming to terms that Joel is dead. And like the scene like where she's going to find out like he's actually dead. Like all that stuff. I think if there's going to be a tear shed, that is going to be the episode of which a tear will be shed, because we didn't get a lot of emotion in this one, but now it's like, okay, like the funeral always gets me, you know, it's always the funeral ones where it's like or whatnot, where it's like there's the tombstones and the graves and the actual death and the coming to terms with it and shit. So I think that next week's episode or this Sunday's episode is actually going to be the killer, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Tommy seeing Joel, yeah, that's going to be really shitty. That's going to hit like a fucking truck. Yeah, it's going to suck. So yeah, it's going good, man. I wanted to see, I was actually leading up to this episode, I was really looking forward to seeing and hearing Shane's reaction. But then after watching it myself, I was like, nah, it's not even that crazy. Like, I mean, it's crazy to you because like you didn't know about it. Like I already knew about it, but like watching it, I'm like, it's not as sad as I thought it was going to be. So
it still pissed me off though. Like it,
100%.
yeah,
oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But
the thing is, like with the game, like it pissed me off, and immediately I went to like the next part. You know what I mean? And, like with the show, I have to wait. Fucking week. I have to let it sit in. Like
sit into it. Yeah.
Playing the game, I remember like the first time that I found out that I play as Abby, and I'm like, you fucking bitch. And then I was like, no.
Jumping off cliffs.
Yeah, I was burning her, getting eaten by zombies and shit. There was a lot of ways that you could actually die in that game, and I died every single time. That shit was wild though. I was like, I can't even fucking believe that I'm playing as Abby right now. I didn't even know that, and I'm like, you motherfucker, like you forcing me to play as this fucking bitch. And so yeah, that sucked, but that was funny. So but yeah, so we'll see what happens this next episode, and we'll kind of briefly talk about each episode as like, you know, per week and whatever. But no, let's get one thing straight, Ted. I didn't grow to love her. I grew to sympathize with her. I still do not love Abby. I don't give a fuck about her. I sympathize with her. I feel for her. Don't love her. Never will.
Yeah.
Don't love her. I love the actress. She does a great job playing Abby. But I sympathize. That's it. There's no love. There's no love. So but yeah, so we'll talk briefly about each episode each week and stuff, and or like, you know, every other week if we have to do it, or like, you know, in 2 weeks if we can't do next week or whatnot. We'll talk about the 2 episodes or some shit. Like we'll figure it out for the next episode and stuff. Don't get me wrong, I hate her, despise her even, but damn, I love her character and writing. I can get that, but I don't love her. So
I think going forward, like it's good to talk about the show. I actually enjoy talking about the show.
Yeah.
And like how well they do, you know what I mean? So I think going forward we should keep talking about the show.
No, I like
it. But for Shane's sake, avoid comparing it to the game.
Well, yeah.
Just focus on the show.
Spoilers.
No. I'll compare it to the game up until the point where the episode leaves off. I won't spoil it. Yeah, so like I think it would be cool to talk about it. I like talking about the differences, but also so for like to Shane. Like I say it to my wife too, because like it would be cool for Shane to know like, oh, this happened in the video game, but it didn't happen in the episode. Or like for
tidbits.
example, like little tidbits like that. Like that's nice to know, like how Joel actually confided in Tommy and then Ellie overheard him. You know what I mean? In the show, Ellie still doesn't know why Abby killed Joel. You know what I mean? Like she just basically went to look for Joel.
No. Oh. See, I don't want to say anything because that's a spoiler.
No. It's not a spoiler. She doesn't know.
No, I'll send you a message after.
Okay. Because up until the point in the video game, before Joel dies, Joel is confronted by Tommy. Tommy asks Joel. Joel tells Tommy. Ellie overhears. In the show, Joel only said, I saved her to the therapist. There's nothing that happens that Ellie finds out that Joel or like something new. But in the trailer for the next episode, she's going to find out at some point, but she's not going to find out the way that she found out in the game. And what happened is, as of right now, Ellie just thinks that these fucking people murdered Joel. But then she's going to see that Dina saw the sticker, little fucking sewn on stamp thing of that wolf. And then she's going to find out that they were fireflies. And then that's why that they killed Joel. And that's understandable. But she's just not going to find out the way that she found out in the video game, is all I'm trying to say. Those are differences that I wouldn't mind talking about per episode, being like, oh yeah, that didn't happen in the video game, or that did happen in the video game. So, but yeah, so let me see. So at the end of the game, Joel wakes up from the grave and says, guess I really am the last of us. Damn, Ted spoiling it for Shane.
That'd be crazy as fuck. Imagine
I would
like
actually
Joel woke up as he wakes up as like an infected.
Oh my god, that would actually fuck with me so hard. That would fuck
That'd be
with
crazy
me
as
so
fuck.
hard. But yeah, so we'll talk about the next episode as we go. But that is it for tonight, folks. That was tonight's episode. Tomorrow, the next episode is going to be episode 99. We are going to be one away from 100 episodes. We will find out something fun to do for that as well. But yeah, for now, Maso, it was dope listening. Yeah, I appreciate you coming by, man.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, dude. So, and hopefully we'll talk to you more about some comics. If you like comics, feel free to come by. It's every Thursday. We try every Thursday, but we'll let you know in the Discord too. But yeah, so Ted, it was great to see you, man. Maso, it was absolutely awesome to see you. Thank you guys for joining. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you in the next podcast, and we'll talk more comics. I'm sure there is going to be tons more comic news that we need to talk about. So we will see you there. Have a great rest of your night, guys, or morning or afternoon. And yeah, we'll talk to you.